the Estadi Olímpic Lluís Companys lit up a Champions League night in a way no one will forget. Beneath the deep blue skies of Barcelona, the roar of the crowd echoed with blazing runs and spellbinding football that seemed to melt the stadium itself. On a stage where pressure and expectations collide, Barca stepped in with the ambition and spirit of a team that had rediscovered itself. Amid this dance of football, three names stood out: a cold-blooded veteran, a mischievous samba dancer, and a fearless boy with fire in his eyes. Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Lamine Yamal each carried their own story, but together, they wrote a shared chapter in Barcelona's history. We'll talk about them, about how everything seemed to change in just one match. But first, let's rewind the tape to the beginning. Barcelona kicked off the match with fire in their veins, as if ready to turn this quarter-final first leg into a bold statement. Borussia Dortmund weren't passive. In fact, they started with determination and solid organization, but after the 20th minute, the difference in composure and sharpness began to show. Then came the inevitable turning point. In the 25th minute, from a set piece on the right wing, the ball was floated toward the far post. Centre-back Pau Cubarsí timed his run perfectly and unleashed an outside-foot volley, low and lethal. Kobel was beaten. But just before the ball could cross the line, Rafinha burst in and tapped it home inches from goal. It was a controversial touch, almost like stealing the moment from his younger teammate. And naturally, the stadium held its breath, waiting on the VAR decision. After a tense few seconds, the goal was given. Chances are, Cubarsí wasn't too upset, because Rafinha is chasing the Ballon d'Or, and goals like that matter. Just 3 minutes into the second half, Barca struck again. Dortmund lost the ball in midfield, and 17-year-old Lamine Yamal charged forward with purpose, sending in a quick cross to Rafinha on the right. Instead of going for goal, Rafinha paused, looked up, and delivered a looped header across the face of goal. There was Lewandowski, unmarked, nodding it into the empty net. 2-0, a textbook counterattack, simple, cold, and absolutely ruthless. Dortmund didn't fall because of the score, they fell because they realized they were facing a team that knows exactly when and how to strike. But Barca weren't done. In the 66th minute, Dortmund pushed high and fell right into the trap. Fermin Lopez played a clever switch to Yamal, who combined quickly before the ball returned to Fermin on the edge of the box, dragging a defender with him. He opened up space in the middle. Lewandowski made a diagonal run, received the pass at just the right moment, and fired a ruthless finish into the near post. No chance for Kobel. It was a goal filled with the experience and cold precision of a striker who's performed on every stage imaginable. Dortmund seemed broken. But Barca had one more blow to land. In the 77th minute, the visitors pushed up desperately in search of a consolation goal and lost possession in midfield. Rafinha, as ever, drove down the flank. Delivering a delicate assist to Lamine Yamal, the 17-year-old slipped past Ben Sebaini and calmly slotted the ball past Kobel for Barcelona's fourth goal. No wild celebration, just a quiet smile and an embrace with Rafinha. A silent thank you, a simple moment, but one that spoke volumes. Maturity beyond his years. Barcelona dominated from start to finish. They had 60% possession, 18 shots, and 10 on target. Dortmund forced Szczesny into just 3 saves. Expected goals: Barca 3.71, Dortmund 1.29. 3 heroes wrote the script: Lewandowski, 2 goals, Rafinha, 1 goal, 2 assists, Yamal, 1 goal, 1 assist. Together, they drew a map of victory and painted it in the colors of a team reborn. It's impossible not to mention that this was Barcelona's 23rd consecutive unbeaten match in 2025, a run that includes an impressive 19 victories. Lluís Companys is no longer just a temporary stadium, it has become an impregnable fortress. The opening goal by Rafinha came from a controversial touch, as he tapped the ball in right on the goal line, just before Paul Kubas could finish. But in such a sensitive moment of the season, goals like that are crucial, especially for Rafinha on his quest for the Ballon d'Or. To speak only of the goal, however, would be to undermine his true impact. Rafinha was not just a scorer, he was the glue that held together Barcelona's entire attacking structure in that match. Both remaining assists of the night had his fingerprints: a sublime header assist for Lewandowski's goal, and a perfectly weighted pass to help Yamal seal the game. No one in Dortmund's lineup could match his rhythm, a player who can dribble like a samba dancer, yet pass with the precision of a mathematician. With 12 goals and 7 assists in just 11 Champions League matches this season, Rafinha has now been directly involved in 19 goals, matching Lionel Messi's best ever tally in a single UCL campaign. More remarkably, he's now leading the competition in both goals and assists, a one-man engine responsible for nearly half of Barcelona's total goals in the Champions League. if Messi was watching, he'd surely be smiling. If Rafinha is the source of creativity and flair, then Lewandowski is the embodiment of experience and ruthless precision. At 36, the Polish striker is no longer the pressing machine he was at Bayern. But he remains a clinical finisher who never needs a second chance. His header early in the second half was a product of smart movement, sharp reading, and perfect timing as Dortmund's defense lost focus. His second goal? A testament to how two perfect touches are all he needs, no excess, just positioning and timing. And with that goal, Lewandowski became the first player in Champions League history to score 10 goals in a single season for 3 different clubs: Dortmund, Bayern, and now Barcelona. Ironically, it came against the very team that launched his career. He now has 29 goals in 28 matches against Dortmund, a bittersweet record for the Yellow Wall. We must also mention Lamine Yamal, the reigning Euro champion, who etched his name into Champions League history as the second youngest player ever to score in a UCL quarter-final. But what made his goal special wasn't the statistic, it was the execution. A clever run, a soft, subtle touch to eliminate Benzabeni, and a cold-blooded finish, all within under 3 seconds. Yamal's influence stretched far beyond that goal. Throughout the match, he tormented Dortmund's defense with tidy, confident plays and always made the right decision. He didn't run aimlessly or dribble for show, every step had intent, every touch carried weight. With an assist for Lewandowski as well, Yamal made us forget his age, and perhaps that's the most frightening part: a kid too young to drive, already mature enough to control the tempo of a Champions League match. Under Hans Flick's guidance, Yamal is no longer just a young talent, he's now an indispensable piece of a tactical puzzle that is becoming more complete with each match. The future is coming, and it's coming faster than we imagined. It would be remiss not to mention Hans Flick himself. He has proven to be a true architect, breathing life into an unstable squad and turning them into a cold, calculating machine. Against Dortmund, Barcelona's balance and gameplay was clear. They controlled possession smoothly, as tradition dictates, but were also ready to explode with lightning speed whenever Dortmund slipped. Counterattacks were organized with minimal touches but maximum precision, a Flick signature since his Bayern days. He doesn't ask his players to hold the ball for its own sake, but to create space, bait the opponent, and strike decisively. Barcelona's ruthless exploitation of space behind Dortmund's backline showed just how detailed their preparation was. With this win, Barcelona extended their unbeaten run in 2025 to 23 matches. They're not just winning, they're winning in a way that leaves their opponents feeling helpless. In La Liga, they sit top. In the Copa del Rey, they're in the final. And, in the Champions League, they stand at the door of the semi-finals, where Inter or Bayern await. But in a season where every piece is clicking into place, the once distant dream of a historic treble is now more real than ever.